Hi, I'm Shannon Goundry. I'm a second year BA Digital Media student with Forsyth College and the University of Stirling. I never actually really wanted to do media, which is not really something you want to hear, but yeah, basically I started taking photos because all my friends were, and I realised, oh, this is kind of fun, and I looked into it and I realised media is more than just photos, basically. There's so much you can do, and there's like possibilities are absolutely endless, and it's an industry that's always growing. There's so many opportunities that are always going to be there. But yeah, I started off building on photography skills. I had a bit of fun with it. I realised that I'm quite heavily into symmetry and centre framing. I tried to kind of just expand and try different things and kind of go out into unknown waters, but I realised it's not really something that I was confident as, like something I could work in. I feel like it's more of a hobby for me, and I wouldn't call myself a photographer. I would just say that I take photos for fun. I did move on to try editing, which is kind of more my style because I did graphics and design and manufacturing when I was in high school, so I did kind of relate to it a bit more. I use Photoshop and other software. I think it's really good if you try and use as many different softwares as possible and get experience, because in this industry you're going to be using all sorts depending on where you're working and who you're working for. But yeah, basically I decided that photography wasn't really for me. A lot of my friends do it and they're amazing at it, but it's just not something that I could see as a career. So I thought I'll give filming a shot because it's a bit similar, transferable skills, but just a bit more animated with movement and sound and stuff. And again, I liked it, but I felt like it was just missing something for me. And there are some amazing people who are going to make amazing films, but personally it just wasn't my thing. But I like to keep trying new things until I find what I want to do. And that's how I ended up at Radio Clyde. I did a week-long intensive digital media course, and that was when I realised I loved radio, which is, yeah, I don't know how I got there, but I was there and it was just a great experience. It was free, and there's so many experiences out there across Scotland that are free and easy to access. You just need to know where to look for them. But yeah, I decided radio is always going to be there for me, but at the moment radio is actually growing in this industry. It's not just sound anymore. There's online platforms, and you're not just a video presenter anymore, you're a content creator. So I decided to, after going to global radio twice, I wanted to kind of broaden my horizons and expand, and I ended up moving on to try social media. I started off with vlogging, which is, I'm sure you know, it's like YouTubers going out and vlog, video blogging, and I really enjoyed that. It was great fun. I learned a lot of new skills, and I transferred my photography and my photography and filming skills to that, but also my past experience using digital media and social media. And then I realised when I was younger, I actually was a social media manager without knowing it. At the young age of 14 or 15, I was adminning my own Facebook pages, quite successfully at the time. Not so successful anymore, it's kind of died down a bit. But at the time there was a real spike in fan pages, and I was an admin on several. And yeah, I realised that was actually something I'm quite passionate about, and I didn't think that was a job, but it is. So I went along to workshops with the BBC, found out a bit more information about like how you can get followers and how you can build like an online kind of audience and stuff like that, and I learned a lot of interesting things. And basically I just kind of got as much information as I could, and I met a lot of interesting people as well. I think it's important to go along to events like this where there's going to be other digital media practitioners, because you get to make connections, you get to hear about things you've maybe never tried, and I think it's all about trying new things, because it's not just one job we have when you work in media. There's going to be so many different things that are going to help you get further. So if you might be a photographer, but if you know also how to write articles, then you're going to be even more employable. I actually ended up creating my own multimedia project called Voluntary Connect, which was a volunteering blog / video and photography kind of thing I did, and I promoted on social media myself, and I created a logo for. I ended up doing a social media takeover at the Scottish Parliament with Young Scot at their Festival of Politics last year in October, just to get a bit more experience, get a bit more kind of a taste of what audiences are out there. And I became the social media manager for Connect Forth, and I've loved every second of it. I have a team of 5 people, and I control all of the social media platforms that we have. We have Twitter, Instagram, we have Snapchat, which we're just kicking off, and we have Facebook. I control all of that, and we use these platforms to promote work that students have done. We promote events within the Forth Valley College and within the Stirling area, and Falkirk and Alloa as well, because it is Forth Valley, not just Stirling. And recently we've done a lot of adverts for the canteen and the hospitality students, just to try and get their themed food days up, and we've received great feedback from that. I wanted to give you a couple of tips just to take away, if you didn't take anything else away from the rest of that. Make sure you're doing a lot of research, whether it's something you want to start, or if it's something you've already started. You just need to make sure you know your stuff, and if you don't, you find out where you can get that information. Just if it's asking somebody in the industry, asking a teacher, a friend, just make sure you ask somebody. Another thing, get as much experience as you can, whether it's volunteering with Young Scot. Check their website, they're absolutely, they've got opportunities all the time, and they are amazing. I've volunteered with them for so long, and they're absolutely fantastic. Whether it's travelling just to new places to get inspiration, or if it's going to other meetings or events like CodeBase and stuff, just to meet people in the industry either you want to get started in or you're already in. And I think if you really want to work in media, one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give you is consume as much media as possible, whether it be reading books, or if you don't like reading, watch TV, the news, whatever media you're interested in, make sure you're consuming that, because the best way to get to know it is to just live, breathe and eat it. Just consume yourself with media. Thanks.